Hi everybody, Spencer from My Cartoon Heart here. I'm going to talk tonight about what it takes to write a hit song. I'm going to try and make this as short and sweet and simplified as possible. So where I want to start is talking about song structure. Okay, so once you've chosen your chords that you're going to use for the song, and you might choose chords that vary quite a bit between your verse and your chorus and your bridge. Or you might choose to use the same chords the entire time. The song that I'm going to base this video on is Get Lucky by Daft Punk. Okay, obviously major hip hop song, but Get Lucky does center around the same chords the entire time, the same 4 chords. We've got B minor, D, F sharp minor to an E. Okay. And that's fine because so many pop songs go off of the same chords. Okay. In terms of structure, Get Lucky starts, like many songs do, by kind of introducing the chords and introducing the beat. Kind of goes in there right away. Already you kind of, within the first couple seconds of the song, you already kind of get a feel what it's about. It's very danceable. Excuse me, it's catchy already, and it's kind of got that laid back sort of feel to it. Okay, so you might have some kind of an introduction with those same chords. Okay, and then your vocal's going to come in, and we're talking about verse 1 here. Okay, we've got like the legend of the phoenix, ends are our beginnings. Keeps the planet spinning. Right, that right there, and obviously that continues a little bit, but that's our first verse. Okay, so you start with that first verse, and you're not really doing anything too exciting with the vocals. Pharrell's not taking any real risks yet. Okay, but as we transition into our pre-chorus, he does. Okay, the good thing about that is, and with Get Lucky, they don't stay on the same part for too long. And what I mean by that is lyrically and vocally. Okay? They're on the same chords the entire time, so if they stay on those chords without any vocal in there, and they don't do anything else, kind of taking risks musically, then all of a sudden the ear's going to get tired of that. Even though it's a catchy line, you need to transition quickly in songs to introducing new things. Okay? So then we go into, we've come too far to give up who we are. Right? And that sets another tone like, oh man, we're building this. Okay? So that would be an example of our pre-chorus, which is that part which transitions between our verse and our chorus. Now, not every song has a pre-chorus. A lot of times they go straight from a verse to a chorus. But a pre-chorus is great if it's a little bit too much of a leap to go from one melody to another in verse, or one lyrical section to another verse to chorus. Okay, so then we transition into our chorus, and the most important thing about having a chorus is making sure that it is memorable. It needs to be extremely melodically pleasing, but it also needs to be very memorable. If you introduce a particular line in your chorus that your listeners can walk away from the song, maybe it's the first time they've heard it, if they have that same line in their head, you've done very well. I guarantee you, when most of us heard Get Lucky the first time, we knew the song was going to be called Get Lucky without even really knowing it. Say they didn't announce it on the radio or something. We knew it was going to be called Get Lucky because that same line, we're up all night to get lucky, we're up all night to get lucky, we're up all night to get lucky, was stuck in everybody's head. So if you can come up with a line like that that repeats itself, that is melodically pleasing and has clever lyrics, you've got it in the bag. However, you've still got to mold the song structurally to be sound and to have one part roll into the next effectively. Okay? If you're having too much of an abrupt jump between places or energy levels, you're going to run into some problems. Okay? So within Get Lucky, we've kind of come up through that first chorus. So we're now into the second verse. Most songs will have 2 verses, 3 choruses, and 1 bridge. Okay? So We're into our second verse, and we're going to repeat that whole thing again. We've got a verse, we've got that pre-chorus, and then we're back into another chorus. We're at chorus number 2. Okay? After that, we've just sat on that same part the whole time. We've introduced the ear to those those 3 parts, and it's happened twice. That now all of a sudden we're going to do something a little different and give the ear something different because it needs it at that point. Now, at this point in a lot of pop songs, they would enter the bridge, okay, which would be something both chord-wise, lyrically, and melodically different than what we've heard in the first half of the song. But in Get Lucky, all they really need to do is they enter in kind of punches. So, we're up all night to the sun, we're up all night to get some, we're up all night for good fun, we're up all night to get lucky. So the energy level drops a little bit and gives you something different. So even though you're singing the same thing, you go, okay, interesting, you know, this is something different. This is unique to the song at this point. Then Pharrell stops singing and the Daft Punk guys come on and do their little talk box thing, and that's also pleasing because then it puts Daft Punk's stamp on it and it gives you something a little bit different. So again, the theme of if you're going to build your song around one kind of structure, which is in this case B minor, D, F sharp minor to E, you've got to introduce a lot of different stuff here and there between 0 seconds and 3.5, 4 minutes, okay, in order to keep the ear interested. Because if you just hang on those same chords in that exact same way the whole time, the ear isn't intrigued enough, okay? So the main things covered here are introducing that chord structure, and it's been proven to work. People have been using it since, you know, the 50s, right? Beginning of rock and roll. Introducing, building your verse and building towards that chorus, okay? Making your chorus very memorable, using a line that will get stuck in people's head and that is clever. Never hurts to be very clever lyrically, right? Take a look at another video for tips on writing lyrics, okay? And then introducing as much as you can to keep the ear interested and keep that flow solid, okay? Building on one thing. There's kind of building blocks with songs, okay? So that's really the gist of it. You can listen to my music at mycartoonheart1.bandcamp.com. I've got my own channel here. You can listen to some of my other stuff to see how this has been demonstrated in my own songs. And I wish you good luck in all of your writing. Thanks for watching.